Hey gang, Random DC here with a new DVD review. Now, if I was to say to you comic book movie, what are the few names that come to mind? Batman, Spider-Man, the X-Men, and the Incredible Hulk. But if I was to say Persepolis, would that ring any bells for you? Now, Persepolis is a movie based on a graphic novel of the same name, and it's also very controversial in certain countries due to the subject matter or the main theme of the movie. But when you strip those qualities away, what you're left with is the story of growing up. The whole movie is pretty much told as a flashback due to the main character's perspective called Marjan. She recounts on all the things she's done in her life leading up to the point where she had to leave her home and her country to live in France. It's a very insightful journey full of very interesting characters, all fleshed out and brought to life due to the very comic book-esque style of the film. I mean, it's one of the few comic book movies that feels like a comic book as you're watching it. The whole film is presented in black and white, just like in the original graphic novel. And to me, it's as if the drawings of the book have come to life. Now, I know a lot of comic book movies now are all live-action, CG, and all that sort of stuff. But you got to appreciate the effort to try and make this look like as if it's a living comic book. It has some fantastic voice work. Very fleshed. They're not really cartoony voices. As if these are real people. Well, it is real people because it's based off real-life events. But you know what I'm trying to say. It even has Sean Penn and Iggy Pop in this. And they're pretty good at what they're doing in this film too. Now, I'm going to say something highly controversial about this film now. I mean, a lot of people don't want to hear this. I'm not going to get in trouble for saying it, but I feel as if, because I watched this film, I really enjoyed it, and I feel I have to say it. This film is more emotionally driven than The Dark Knight. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, The Dark Knight is very dark and it gets very serious, but this film grabbed me more than when, what was her name, Rachel Dawes died. A lot of the death scenes in this movie are presented in a very eerie manner, and some of the more psychological elements are handled very well. I mean, you have to see this film. You haven't seen a film like this before. I mean, I was blown away the first time I saw it. But apart from that as well, it's really funny at times. I mean, some of the lines and some of the way the characters are drawn are really hilarious. Especially the transition of going from an adolescent to an adult was quite funny. Just the descriptions and the stuff that happens while she's saying it is quite hilarious. And I think this movie also has the most painful rendition of The Eye of the Tiger I have ever heard. I'm going to have to give this movie a definite A. It's very original. I've never seen anything like this before. And people who disagree with that A ranking, all I can say that is go and watch this film. And you'll probably agree with me on this one. There's nothing like this film out there. It's very funny, very serious, and very original. Punk is not dead, and this film kicks ass. I'm Random DC. Good night, and good luck.
Fatality.